My beloved child, I invite you to pause in this moment and feel the depth of my love that surrounds you like a warm blanket on a cold night. For I am the one who sees every hidden tear and hears every whispered plea, eager to embrace your heart with unending grace and hope. Although the world may press against you with worries and uncertainties, I am here as your ever-present refuge, promising that you are never alone. For I remain by your side with unwavering devotion. Do not let fear overshadow your spirit, because I am the light that guides you through every shadowed path, bringing comfort and restoration each time you call. You are deeply cherished, you are wholly protected, and you are made strong by my hand. Take courage and remember that a brighter tomorrow awaits, anchored in my eternal and steadfast love. I am aware of every longing hidden within you, every need and unspoken desire. And I say to you, rest in my care, because I am forever alert, forever watching over you, ready to extend help when darkness seems too thick to navigate. When you sense the burdens of life growing heavy, remember that I am your constant companion, offering a calm that goes beyond human comprehension, a calm that quiets anxious thoughts and steadies trembling hearts. Let this assurance inspire your faith, for my promise endures through every season, shining like a beacon that calls your soul to deeper trust. I am close, even when the storms rage, so do not give in to despair, because I am turning every challenge into an opportunity for victory. You are my precious creation, and I have a future for you filled with hope. Draw near to me now and breathe in the peace that only I can give. For I long to wrap you in my endless compassion and anchor your soul in the certainty of my presence. Let go of the anxieties that spin endlessly in your mind, and watch how my peace gently settles into your spirit, bringing a fresh sense of possibility and a renewed purpose. You do not have to walk this journey alone, because I am fully involved in every detail, orchestrating solutions, healing pains, and uplifting hearts whenever they bow before me. Keep your eyes fixed on the horizon of new beginnings, for I am crafting a story of grace and redemption in your life. Stand firm and move forward with confidence, knowing that brighter days are on the way and that my love endures forever. I see you as a beautiful treasure, carefully formed with a unique design that only you can fulfill. And I rejoice over you like a parent rejoices over a beloved child returning home. Do not underestimate your value, for you are more precious to me than the rarest pearl hidden beneath the depths of the sea. And I delight in every moment you turn your heart toward me in trust. You may feel your gifts are small or that your voice is unheard, but in my eyes, your essence radiates with eternal worth, reflecting the image of the one who fashioned you with tremendous care. Embrace this truth: I created you with intention, and no part of your being is an accident. Let this knowledge fill you with confidence, because you are treasured far beyond any human estimation. I celebrate your uniqueness, that special blend of talents, dreams, and experiences woven together in a way no one else can replicate. Even if you carry burdens of self-doubt or face voices suggesting you are inadequate, I am the one who declares you worthy, the one who plants seeds of greatness in every willing heart. I do not measure your significance by earthly standards. Instead, I behold your willingness to love, your genuine desire to grow, and your earnest pursuit of truth. In those small acts of kindness, in moments of unseen faithfulness, I find immense joy, for you mirror the character of my Son, who gave himself in pure love. Know this deeply, I am incredibly proud of you, and I invite you to walk in the freedom of being fully accepted by me. I call you my beloved child, because that is what you are, mine. Just as a gardener rejoices over each unfolding petal, so do I marvel at every step of your growth, never pressuring you to be someone else or to match the expectations of this world. Your journey holds sacred moments, each guided by my hand, each revealing more of the beauty I have placed within you. Do not compare yourself to others, nor let envy poison your spirit, for you were designed to shine in your own way, on your own path, for my glory. Stand tall in this truth. Let it lift your head when you feel small, and remember that your identity is secure in my unwavering love. I understand the complexity of your struggles and the depth of the pain you sometimes carry, for there is nothing in your life that is hidden from my sight. I know the long nights of tossing and turning, those moments when fears about finances or relationships invade your peace, leaving you restless and weary. I see the silent tears you shed when the weight of disappointment hangs heavily on your heart, making you feel as though no one else could possibly grasp the battles you fight within. It moves me with compassion when you are weary of the constant demands placed upon you, demands that can exhaust your mind, your energy, and your hope. In those moments, do not imagine that I am distant or oblivious, for I am incredibly close, whispering encouragement even in your darkest hour, sharing in your sorrow, and preparing a way to bring light out of every shadow. Sometimes you doubt whether I truly hear your cries for help, especially when obstacles seem to multiply and answers don't appear swiftly. Yet I assure you, my ears are always open, my heart is always receptive, and my timing is always perfect, though it may not align with the timeline you hold in your mind. I do not overlook your anxiety when deadlines loom, or when you face daunting challenges at work or school, uncertain if you can meet all expectations without faltering. I care for your emotional scars from past rejections or betrayals, and I long to mend what has been broken, to pour hope into the open wounds left by harsh words or shattered trust. Do not mistake my patience for indifference, for I am orchestrating something profound behind the scenes, weaving together circumstances that will ultimately work for your good and my glory. I watch as you wrestle with the burden of guilt, that sinking feeling that perhaps you have fallen short, made unwise choices, or missed my best by wandering astray. Know that I am not here to condemn or shame you, but to lift you back into the warmth of my presence, to remind you that my mercy is new every morning. I see the times you hide your tears behind a forced smile, trying to appear strong when you feel utterly spent within. My heart goes out to you in your quiet battles, where you might ask, does God really see me? And I respond with a resounding yes. I not only see you, but I also stand ready to wipe away every tear, to cradle your soul in my arms, and to assure you that I will lead you out of every valley. Place your hand in mine, for I long to journey with you, to restore what the enemy has stolen, and to rebuild what life's storms have knocked down. I am your shield, the protective covering that stands between you and the arrows of despair aimed at your heart, deflecting doubts, fears, and temptations that try to tear you down. As the heavens are high above the earth, so is my care for you, and I will not abandon you when the wind howls or the thunder booms around you. When the storms of heartbreak or loss attempt to claim your peace, I will be there, gathering you under my wings, offering a security that no worldly fortress can match. Even when you walk through paths that appear dangerous or uncertain, I walk beside you as a good shepherd, ensuring that every risk or threat is ultimately turned into an avenue for breakthrough. Let this truth sink into your soul. There is no shadow too dark, no season too long, no foe too strong, that my power cannot vanquish. I am your refuge in every storm, the solid rock beneath your feet when everything else shifts like sinking sand. Even if you are confronted with discouraging reports from doctors or face financial pressures that threaten to topple your stability, you have a place of safety in me. My promise is that I will uphold you with my righteous right hand, that no weapon formed against you will prevail, and that even the darkest night yields to the light of morning. The difficulties you face do not surprise me. I have already fashioned solutions, readied resources, and prepared hearts to assist you in ways you have yet to imagine. Take heart, for this storm too shall pass, and in the midst of it all, I shield your soul with my unbreakable love. Right now, I am opening doors you cannot yet perceive, aligning circumstances to bring unexpected opportunities, orchestrating answers to prayers you have spoken in hushed tones behind closed doors. Though you might say, I see no way out, I remind you that my perspective reaches beyond the horizon of your present circumstances. Where you see insurmountable challenges, I see stepping stones to your growth. Where you see dead ends, I see new paths awaiting your arrival. No mountain is too tall, no valley too deep, for my wisdom to guide you through safely. Do not fear the battles on the horizon, for with me at your side, every foe stands powerless. Stand confident in my protection, and let your faith in my plan deliver your soul from anxiety. I call you to prayer, to approach me with an open and honest heart. For prayer is not reserved for formal ceremonies or grand words, but is as simple as a child reaching for a parent's hand. When you talk to me, whether in your car, in a quiet corner of your home, or silently in the midst of a busy crowd, I listen attentively to every word, every sigh, every unuttered emotion that stirs in your spirit. You do not have to formulate perfect sentences or follow a rigid formula. Simply speak as you would to a dearest friend, because I am that friend who sticks closer than a brother. Lay your burdens at my feet. Cast your anxieties onto my shoulders, and watch how I bring solace to your soul, clarity to your mind, and strength to your heart. Tell me about your day, your frustrations, your dreams for the future, and your regrets about the past. Hold nothing back, for I cherish your authenticity more than polished speeches. When you find yourself tongue-tied and uncertain of how to pray, let your heart sigh, because I interpret the unspoken language of tears and the quiet longing that words fail to express. In those private moments, my spirit intercedes for you, bridging the gap between human limitation and divine provision. Feel free to ask me for help, to request wisdom or patience, to petition for healing, or to search for direction. You are never too broken, never too flawed, never too doubtful to speak with me. For I welcome all who come with humility and a sincere heart. I urge you to trust in my sovereign plan. Just as a young child trusts the guiding hand of a loving parent, when you place your deepest anxieties in my care, it frees you from the crushing weight of trying to solve every problem through your limited strength. Do not second-guess the power of simple, heartfelt faith. Do not let doubts overshadow my countless assurances. Let go of the compulsion to control every outcome, to predict every twist or turn. For I am the potter, shaping your life into a masterpiece beyond your greatest hopes. By releasing your worries to me, you create space in your soul for the miracles I long to release, for the blessings I have prepared since before you drew your first breath. I remind you that your future is firmly held in my hands, that every step you take is within my sight, and each tear you shed is collected in my sacred keeping. If today feels overwhelming, remember I am already preparing tomorrow, engineering a solution for every challenge. You might see only the immediate obstacles, yet I see a grand tapestry, each thread woven with purpose, ultimately unveiling beauty and meaning in every detail. Do not allow the swirl of negative voices, the rising tide of doubt, or the criticisms of others to overshadow the confidence that I am writing a glorious chapter for your life. Rest assured, there are wonders in store, for my plan is always bigger, bolder, and more breathtaking than you can currently imagine. I am the one who performs wonders, who uses even the smallest mustard seed of faith to move mountains. So do not lose hope when the path stretches longer than you anticipated. Patience is not my punishment, but my loving strategy to refine your trust and establish your testimony. In the waiting, I strengthen your resolve. In the uncertainties, I prove my reliability, showing you that I can uphold you in every circumstance. Sometimes, you will only see my footprints in hindsight, realizing that in your darkest hour, I carried you every step of the way. So remain expectant, keep your heart open, and watch how I transform each delay into an opportunity for you to witness my sustaining power. I promise there is a future overflowing with blessings, brimming with new beginnings, and alive with purpose, crafted specifically for you. When loneliness encroaches, or your dreams feel as though they have withered in a scorching desert, remember that I can breathe life into the driest of bones, reviving hope where it was once lost. Nothing is too far gone for me to restore, and no heart is too shattered for me to mend. Do not settle into despair, as though my miracle-working power has limitations, for I am able to bring streams of living water to every barren place. Let your spirit anticipate the dawn of new mercies, because my love knows no bounds. I assure you that these troubles you are enduring will pass, leaving behind a refined faith that shines more brilliantly than gold. Your pain, your uncertainties, your questions, they do not define you, but serve as catalysts for deeper dependence on me, opening your eyes to truths you might otherwise have overlooked. Like a well-tended vineyard that must be pruned to bear even sweeter fruit, I allow difficulties to shape your character, to draw you into more intimate fellowship with me. Yet never forget, I am the master gardener, never cutting more than you can bear, never forgetting to lavish you with my sustaining grace. So hold on tight to my promises, for a glorious harvest of blessings awaits you. I invite you now to lift your eyes beyond the immediate to see what lies on the horizon of my plan for you. Perhaps disappointment has blurred your vision, or the negativity of circumstances has worn down your expectations. But I am here to restore your sight, to place a fresh dream within your heart. Dare to imagine the breakthroughs I have in store: open doors, reconciled relationships, unexpected promotions, renewed strength for your mind and body, yes, countless expressions of my goodness. I am the one who parted the seas for my people, who raised the dead to life, and who still performs miracles today. Therefore, do not underestimate my ability to reverse any negative report, to resurrect lost hopes, and to infuse your life with unstoppable joy. I carry the remedy to all your soul's ailments, whether they be emotional, physical, or spiritual, and I yearn to pour my healing power into every wound you harbor. I do not merely offer temporary relief, but wholeness that transcends the fleeting nature of the world's solutions. My love is the balm that soothes your pain, the bandage that protects your heart from further harm, and the medicine that gradually restores your well-being. Do not hold on to bitterness, anger, or guilt that festers in your spirit, but release it unto me, for my grace is a fountain that cleanses every stain, washing away sorrow and ushering in true freedom. You are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love. I breathe new hope into your future, a hope that stands firm on my unshakable word. And as you step forward in faith, you will see my faithfulness bloom around you like a vibrant garden in springtime. You may stumble, you may face detours, but each challenge is woven into your story as a chance to taste my goodness in fresh ways. I do not want you to shrink back in timidity or remain paralyzed by your past. Instead, I encourage you to run boldly into tomorrow, confident that the same God who guided you thus far will continue to direct your steps. Let your heart sing with anticipation for what is yet to come. For I have prepared a table of blessings ahead, waiting for you to arrive at the appointed time. I reveal myself to you through the still, small voice, through the quiet hush of prayer, through the comforting presence you sense in the middle of turmoil, reassuring you that I am near. My spirit works in synergy with your heart, planting seeds of wisdom, courage, and resilience that grow with each passing trial. Yes, the world can be noisy and chaotic, but if you tune your ears to my whisper, you will discern my direction, the safe path that leads you away from pitfalls and onto the road of abundant life. Do not discount the everyday miracles, the whispered encouragement from a friend, the unforeseen provision at just the right moment, the sudden sense of peace after you pray. These are evidence that I am intimately involved in your life, building your testimony one day at a time. I look upon you with a love that is steadfast, a love that does not diminish when you falter, a love that does not wane when your faith feels weak or you lose your temper in moments of stress. My love is unconditional, fueled by my own nature rather than your performance. Even when you question me, even when you wander, I remain faithful, calling you back with open arms. Let that sink into your heart. Nothing you do can separate you from my affection. For I am committed to you more deeply than any earthly bond could exemplify. Therefore, approach me boldly, confident that my grace has paved the way for reconciliation, renewal, and constant fellowship. I bless you with the gifts of compassion, empathy, and kindness, not only for your sake, but also so that you may reflect my heart to others. As I have cared for you, so I long for you to care for those who cross your path, whether they are co-workers, neighbors, or strangers in need of a gentle touch. Many yearn for a listening ear, a loving smile, or a simple reminder that they are not forgotten, and you can become my vessel of comfort in a world that sometimes feels cold. Remember, every act of love, no matter how small, is significant in my kingdom. Share what I have poured into your life, and watch how your community transforms under the glow of my compassion flowing through you. I encourage you not to lose heart when you see injustice or chaos in the world. For I am the righteous judge who ultimately sets all things in order. Although you might feel powerless to effect change at times, never underestimate the power of prayer, of standing for truth, and of loving your neighbor as yourself. My kingdom expands through the faithfulness of my children, through the seeds you plant each day in hearts that yearn for hope. Do not allow cynicism or despair to take root in you. Anchor your soul in the knowledge that I have overcome the darkness, and in me, you also have victory. When you struggle to comprehend the brokenness you witness, lift your voice to me, and I will guide you on how to be a beacon in the night. I am the God who comforts the lonely, who brings families to the fatherless, and who mends the hearts of those abandoned by the ones they trusted most. If you carry sorrow from relationships that fell apart, or from an absence that left a hole in your life, bring that wound to me, for I am able to fill every void with my boundless love. I will remind you that you have always been wanted, always been chosen, always been treasured by me. I do not define you by the rejection you faced. Rather, I define you as my beloved child, one who is welcomed into my family with unending acceptance. May this truth wipe away every tear, knowing that no earthly absence can eclipse the fullness of my affection. I invite you to dream again, even if the bruises of past failures make you hesitant to reach for the sky. My power is without limit, and I can breathe new life into aspirations that have lain dormant for years. Perhaps you once hoped to make a difference in your community, to cultivate a talent, or to serve in a capacity that seemed unattainable. I say to you, dust off that dream and bring it to me, for my spirit can resurrect what was once thought lost. Do not let disappointment define your future, for I hold a pen that writes redemption into every chapter. Boldly step forward, trusting that your story is far from finished, and that I orchestrate remarkable destinies for those who place their trust in my hands. I am greater than every form of darkness, every chain of addiction, every grip of fear, and I stand prepared to set you free from any bondage that hinders you from living in the fullness of my design. Breakthrough is not an empty promise, but a reality found in my name. When temptation lures you off course or past traumas keep your heart imprisoned, come to me, and I will break every shackle with my mighty power. I do not promise a journey void of challenges, but I promise that the road to freedom is attainable when you cling to me. Let go of shame or guilt that attempts to convince you that you will never change. I hold the keys to your liberation, and I will not rest until you walk in victory. I urge you to release any grudge or bitterness that suffocates your joy. For I desire your heart to be as light as the gentle breeze, unburdened by the weight of unforgiveness. By clinging to resentment, you bind yourself to a past wound rather than stepping into the freedom of my grace. Let me heal those scars and discover how my love can perform miracles in restoring relationships or giving you peace, even if reconciliation is not possible. You are not meant to carry the chains of hurt forever, so do not be afraid to surrender them into my hands. As you do, you will find my peace flowing into those empty places, saturating your spirit with the knowledge that I am your defender and vindicator. I am not limited by the boundaries of human logic or constrained by the timelines that people often impose. When you think all is lost, I can make a new beginning flourish, because my resources are inexhaustible and my will is unstoppable. Trust me, even when all the facts suggest defeat, because I have a habit of turning the impossible into a glorious reality that bears my signature. My ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. So do not reduce my omnipotence to the scale of human constraints. Let your faith expand. Let your prayers be bold, for I delight in demonstrating my might on behalf of those who dare to believe. I promise to guide your steps, if you will simply yield your path to me day by day, moment by moment. Let me be the lamp to your feet when darkness surrounds you, the compass that always points toward righteousness, and the voice that speaks clarity into your confusion. You do not walk this earth as a wanderer with no sense of direction, for I am the good shepherd who calls you by name, leading you to green pastures and still waters. However, you must be willing to follow my guidance, even when it counters your immediate logic or challenges your comfort zone. Rest assured, my plan is crafted with infinite wisdom, designed not just for your survival, but for your flourishing in a world that desperately needs the light you carry. I encourage you to keep pressing forward, especially in the seasons when life feels stagnant or the fruit of your labor seems scarce. I have never been a God who forgets promises, and I am not about to start now. Delay is not denial, and my silence does not equate to inaction. In moments of waiting, strengthen your faith by recalling my faithfulness in the past, trusting that I am weaving a greater tapestry than you can currently behold. Do not lose heart, for perseverance refines your character, and hope anchors your soul. I am even now working behind the scenes, making arrangements that will one day align perfectly for your breakthrough. I never intended for you to walk in perpetual sorrow, carrying the weight of persistent regret over roads you wish you had taken differently. My mercies are new every morning, and I extend forgiveness with a heart that overflows with compassion. When you stand at the threshold of repentance, do not hesitate to step through the door to my loving arms, for I yearn to wash away every stain of shame and clothe you in garments of fresh grace. Shame is not from me. Condemnation is not my voice. I speak life. I speak hope. I speak restoration. Hold on to the knowledge that my grace is more than sufficient to erase the darkest chapters of your history, rewriting them with the ink of redemption. I am always calling you deeper, from shallow waters to the ocean of my presence, where mysteries unfold and intimacy with me becomes the fragrance of your life. Though you may be fearful of relinquishing control, let me assure you, true peace dwells in surrender, not in your ability to hold every detail in your own hands. I do not bring you into deeper fellowship to drown you, but to show you the boundlessness of my love and the richness of my comfort. Let your trust expand, just as a child leaps into a parent's arms, convinced of unwavering safety. In my depths, you discover inexhaustible joy, unwavering security, and revelations of my character that transform your very soul. I cherish your prayers, your praises, your every attempt to connect with me, whether it feels powerful or feeble, even if your words are few and drenched in tears. I gather them like priceless gems, moved by your honesty and sincerity. I do not judge you by your eloquence, but by the devotion woven into your heart. When your voice lifts to praise me in the midst of trials, it becomes a sweet melody in my ears, demonstrating a faith that heaven celebrates. Persist in praising, persist in seeking, persist in hoping, no matter how the circumstances appear. Worship is a weapon that dismantles fear, a beacon that ushers in my presence. ensuring that your spirit remains connected to my unending supply of grace. I am your portion, your inheritance that never fades, your wealth that cannot be stolen by thieves or corroded by time. When worldly treasures lose their luster, or ambitions fail to satisfy the longing within, come to me, for my abundance transcends material possessions. In me, you find purpose that outlasts fleeting trends, joy that endures through heartbreak, and wisdom that sees beyond temporary illusions. Let me be the anchor that keeps you from drifting into despair when life's storms threaten to carry you away. I will sustain you through every famine of heart, mind, or spirit, and fill your days with divine provision. Yes, I remain the wellspring that never runs dry, the bread of life that nourishes your soul. I extend to you an open invitation to abide in my love, not as a mere visitor, but as a child who belongs in the house, who has full access to the Father's provision, comfort, and affection. Abiding in my love means tuning your heart to my heartbeat, setting your course by my word, and trusting that obedience to my ways brings the richest blessings imaginable. I do not wish to control you like a puppet, but to guide you like a shepherd leads sheep to safety and nourishment. As you abide in me, your soul finds rest from the relentless pursuit of validation from a world that is never fully satisfied. Here, in my presence, you discover the fullness of joy and the calm assurance that you are precisely where you should be. I am aware of every cultural pressure, every social expectation, and every voice that clamors for your allegiance. Yet I ask you to stand firm in truth, to let my word be the foundation upon which you build your convictions. You may be ridiculed for your stance, or find yourself at odds with popular opinion. But I assure you, those who stand for righteousness never stand alone. I am with you, and I fortify your spirit with strength from heaven. Fear not the opinions of people whose favor is fleeting. Instead, fix your gaze on my unchanging character, the one who crowns you with everlasting love. Stand tall in your identity as my child, and watch how my power enables you to be a beacon in the darkness. I promise that no weapon formed against you will prevail, for my protection is as strong as the mightiest fortress. If you are anxious about threats you sense looming on the horizon, be they spiritual assaults, unforeseen accidents, or conspiracies that aim to harm your reputation, rest in the knowledge that I am your defender. Those who rise against you do not contend with mere flesh. They face my covering, my angels, my unstoppable resolve to shield my beloved. Lift your head and walk in peace, for the arrows aimed at you will splinter upon my shield. Though battles may rage around you, the ultimate outcome is already determined. My victory stands assured, and you share in that triumph. I call you to step forward in boldness, refusing the lie that you must shrink back because of past mistakes or present insecurities. My power is perfected in weakness, and my glory shines brightest through willing vessels who understand that their true strength lies in me. If fear whispers that you are unqualified, remember I do not look for perfect resumes, but for willing hearts. Trust me to supply every deficiency, to equip you with skills beyond your natural capacity, and to pave the way for you to fulfill the purpose I have placed within you. Surrender your doubts, and let faith lead you into realms you once considered unattainable. I delight in the details of your life, from the subtle blossoming of your character to the significant choices that shape your destiny. There is nothing too insignificant for my attention, nor too monumental for my intervention. Whether you wrestle with daily anxieties or life-altering decisions, bring them all before me in prayer, and watch how my wisdom enlightens your path. I do not leave you to figure life out on your own. My Spirit is your counselor, your teacher, your ever-present help in times of confusion. Rely on me wholeheartedly, and you will never be disappointed, for I never forsake those who earnestly seek my guidance. I assure you that even your wounds, those deep gashes left by betrayal or the heartbreak caused by unfulfilled expectations, can become channels through which my grace flows to others. No pain is wasted when laid at my feet, for I transform it into empathy, compassion, and understanding that enriches your testimony. Let me breathe life into your scars, so that instead of festering, they serve as marks of resilience and gateways for my healing power to be shared with those around you. You do not have to hide your past or deny your hurt. In my kingdom, vulnerability is a pathway to deeper connection and profound restoration. I remind you that I am building my kingdom through the mundane as well as the miraculous. The loving gesture you make toward a hurting friend, the faithful diligence you apply in your workplace, the gentle word of correction you speak to a wandering soul, each act plays a part in my grand design. Do not overlook the significance of everyday faithfulness. Thinking only the spectacular impresses me. I see your consistency in prayer, your perseverance in trials, your unwavering commitment to do good even when no one applauds. All these are seeds sown in fertile ground, and I will ensure they yield a rich harvest in due season. I promise that as you cultivate a heart of gratitude, you will discover the doors of my blessings swinging wide open, revealing wonders you once struggled to notice. Gratitude shifts your perspective, aligns your heart with my goodness, and silences the complaining spirit that stifles hope. Even in the midst of adversity, there is always something to be thankful for, a glimmer of my kindness shining through. Do not let discontent have the final word. Instead, speak praises for the roof over your head, the breath in your lungs, the daily provisions you might have taken for granted. Your gratitude is a fragrance that draws my favor, and it nourishes your spirit with the reminder that I am your faithful provider. I call you now to look forward, to gaze beyond the hurdles you face today, and to envision the blessings I have in store. Let my promises anchor you when storms roll in, and let your faith rise above the turmoil, proclaiming that I am faithful, no matter what. Do not let your present challenges define your future. Do not settle for a perspective constrained by what your eyes can see. Instead, align your vision with mine, trusting that I hold not only the next chapter, but the entire narrative of your life. I am weaving a story that will glorify my name and bring abundant joy to your heart. I carry an unending supply of hope for you, a hope that is not naive, but grounded in my character. Though sorrow may last for a night, joy comes in the morning, and my rays of light cut through the thickest darkness. The burdens weighing you down shall be lifted as you place them in my capable hands. You do not travel this road in isolation. You have my spirit as a guide, my word as a lamp, my angels as protectors, and my people as companions in faith. Let your heart exhale in relief, for I am orchestrating all things for your good, working behind every scene to display my glory and your ultimate joy. I urge you to cling to my unchanging love, a love that stands tall when others fail, that remains constant when circumstances shift unpredictably. This love has been demonstrated throughout the generations, from the days of Abraham to the apostles, and it continues to shape lives today. It does not fluctuate with your mood or revolve around your performance. It simply flows, unwavering and inexhaustible. Embrace my love wholeheartedly. Let it be the bedrock of your identity and the fortress you lean on when all else trembles. You will find in me a harbor safe from the crashing waves of uncertainty, a stronghold that even the fiercest storms cannot overcome. I bless you with my peace, a peace that surpasses human understanding and stands guard over your heart. This peace is not dependent on perfect circumstances. It flourishes amid trials, shining like a steady lantern in the night. When chaos swirls and fear howls at the edges of your mind, remember to keep your gaze on me, for I am the Prince of Peace, the source of all comfort. Let my peace hush the anxious voices within, settle your racing thoughts, and remind you that in my presence, you have everything you need. Continue onward in that tranquility, trusting that I hold the entire universe in my palm, and no trouble is greater than my power to overcome it. I pronounce blessings upon you and your household, that you might stand as a testament to my faithfulness in this generation. I speak life over every dream aligned with my will, resurrection over goals that have died prematurely, and protection over every soul entrusted to your care. My blessing is not merely material. It is the spiritual overflow of living under my grace. As you walk in obedience and love, expect me to open the windows of heaven and pour out favor that enriches every facet of your existence. You are not here by accident, but by divine appointment, and my love pursues you daily. I now remind you of my unchanging devotion. My love for you will never fade. It stands strong through the ages. Even when your faith wavers, even when you stumble, my arms remain open, eager to welcome you back into the embrace of forgiveness and grace. No height nor depth, nor any power in heaven or on earth can separate you from my enduring love. Let that truth sink deep into your spirit, erasing every doubt about your worthiness, wiping away every suspicion that you could ever be abandoned. You are mine, always and forever. I bless you and your family with the fullness of my presence. May you walk in my peace, flourish in my protection, and discover fresh mercy each new day. May your household become a sanctuary of warmth and love, radiating kindness to neighbors and strangers alike, reflecting my heart in a world hungry for genuine compassion. As you uphold my principles, watch how I meet your needs, surround you with favor, and bring healing to every area of brokenness. Do not fear the unknown, for I have gone ahead to prepare the way, ensuring that even the wilderness shall bloom under the care of my hand. Look forward with confidence, because the very best is yet to come. My plans are good, my promises are sure, and I carry you from glory to glory, never leaving you to tread uncertain paths alone. Let your heart echo with joy, your spirit dance with hope, and your mind rest in the certainty that I, your Creator, orchestrate all things for your ultimate benefit. Do not be swayed by the illusions of doom or the clamor of doubt. Choose instead to cling to my unwavering truth. With each step you take under the canopy of my love, you embark on a journey that leads to abundance, purpose, and everlasting peace. You are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love.